Hi there, welcome to Storytime with Miss Andrea, reading on behalf of the Clearview Library District. As always, before we read stories, we have to get our wiggles out. Can you stand up for me, please? I wiggle my fingers. I wiggle my toes. I wiggle my ears. And I wiggle my nose. I wiggle my shoulders. I wiggle my chin. I stretch my arms wide and I pull them back in. I wiggle my elbows. I wiggle my knees. I hop like a bunny. And I smile and say, cheese. Now I have no more wiggles left in me, so I'll sit on the floor as still as can be. All right, we have a very silly book today. This one is called The Wolf, the Duck, and the Mouse. It's written by Mac Barrett. It's illustrated by John Klassen. Early one morning, a mouse, what do mice say? Squeak, squeak, squeak. Early one morning, a mouse met a wolf. What do wolves say? Ah-woo! So the mouse met the wolf, and he was quickly gobbled up. Oh, woe, said the mouse. Oh, me, here I am, caught in the belly of the beast. I fear this is the end. Be quiet, someone shouted. I'm trying to sleep. The mouse shrieked, eek! Who's there? A light was lit. A duck lay in bed. What do ducks say? Quack, quack. Well, said the duck. Oh, said the mouse. Is that all? Said the duck. It's the middle of the night. The mouse looked around. Well, out there, it's morning. It is, said the duck. It's so hard to tell. I do wish this belly had a window or two. In any case, breakfast? So the mouse and the duck are living inside the wolf's tummy. The meal was delicious. Where did you get jam? The mouse asked, and a tablecloth. The duck munched a crust. You'd be surprised what you find inside of a wolf. It's nice, said the mouse. It's home, said the duck. You live here? I live well. I may have been swallowed, but I have no intention of being eaten. For lunch, they made soup. The mouse cleared his throat. Do you miss the outside? I do not, said the duck. When I was outside, I was afraid every day that wolves would swallow me up. In here, that's no worry. The duck had a point. Can I stay? The mouse asked. Of course, said the duck. And this called for a dance. The ruckus inside made the wolf's stomach ache. Oh, whoa, said the wolf. Oh, shame. Never have I felt such aching and pain. Surely it must be something I ate. How does the wolf feel? Pretty bad, huh? The duck shouted up, I have a cure. You do? Asked the wolf. Yes, an old remedy sure to settle your tummy. Eat a hunk of good cheese, and a flagon of wine, and some beeswax candles. And that night, they feasted. The duck made a toast. To the health of the wolf. But the wolf felt worse. I feel like I'll burst. It hurts just to move. And a hunter heard the wolf moan. What do you think will happen to the wolf? Let's find out. He fired a shot, but missed in the dark. The duck called up, "Run! Run for our lives!" The wolf tried to escape, but he tripped and got trapped in an old oak's tree root. Uh-oh. "Oh, woe," said the duck. "Oh, doom! What can we do? I fear this is the end." The mouse stood up. "We must fight. We must try. Tonight we ride to defend our home." Charge! What happened? They came out of the wolf, right? "Oh, whoa," said the hunter. "Oh, death! These woods are full of evil and race." He fled from the forest and never returned. The wolf bowed down to the duck and the mouse. "You saved my life when I had no thought to spare yours. Ask a favor of me. I will be glad to grant it." Well, you can guess what they asked for. What did they ask for? They asked to go back inside the wolf's stomach. They were safe. They could dance. And that's why the wolf howls at the moon. "Oh, whoa, oh, 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 oh." Every night he howls at the moon. "Oh, oh, oh." The end. So that's a pretty silly story. But they like to dance. Let's get up and dance. I will also put a link to another fun dancing song in the description of the event. But first, let's go. Mama's little baby loves dancing, dancing. Mama's little baby loves getting down. Mama's little baby loves dancing, dancing. Mama's little baby loves getting down. Swing to the left, swing to the right. Dance every morning, all day, all night. Swing to the left, swing to the right. Dance every morning, all day and night. Fantastic. Let's have a seat. So the mouse and the duck ate soup inside the wolf, right? They had a big meal. And we're going to do a rhyme about some different types of food. And let's see if it sounds like something else you can think of. Coffee, 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 coffee. Fish and chips, fish and chips, fish and chips, fish and chips. Cheese and crackers, cheese and crackers, cheese and crackers, cheese and crackers. Meat and potatoes, meat and potatoes, meat and potatoes, meat and potatoes. Soup, soup, soup. What did that sound like? Did it sound like a train, kind of? Let's try it again, see if we can hear it. Coffee, 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 coffee. Fish and chips, fish and chips, fish and chips, fish and chips. Cheese and crackers, cheese and crackers, cheese and crackers, cheese and crackers. Meat and potatoes, meat and potatoes, meat and potatoes, meat and potatoes. Soup, soup, soup. Well done. All right, let's get our clapping hands out and say goodbye. Bread and butter, marmalade and jam. Let's say goodbye as high as we can. Goodbye. Bread and butter, marmalade and jam. Let's say goodbye as low as we can. Goodbye. Bread and butter, marmalade and jam. Let's say goodbye as fast as we can. Goodbye. Bread and butter, marmalade and jam. Let's say goodbye as slow as we can. Goodbye. Bread and butter, marmalade and jam. Let's say goodbye as quiet as we can. Goodbye. For those who might want it. Bread and butter, marmalade and jam. Let's say goodbye as loud as we can. Goodbye! Thank you so much for coming to Storytime today. I miss you all.